Hello, welcome to the Brent Apple Regional Training Centre workshop for World Book Day 2021. My name is Simon Pyle. I'm Apple Distinguished Educator, Deputy Head Teacher and manage the Apple Regional Training Centre run out of the school. Today we're going to explore some of the World Book Day creative challenges inspired by the Creativity for Kids released by Apple Education. We've adapted some of those activities to be able to focus on some famous books, and today we're going to look at The Very Hungry Caterpillar with 7 activities that you could do with your children in the classroom. So let's take a look at the first activity, which is called Fun Fruit, which is all about using the markup tools in the camera to bring something to life. So we're going to choose day 1 of The Very Hungry Caterpillar. I'm just going to open up the camera and as you can see I've got an apple on my desk, so I'm going to line that up and just take a picture by pressing the white button. Now underneath that you'll see a little thumbnail. If I tap on that it shows me the picture I've just taken, and when I click edit and the 3 little dots at the top of the screen I can open up the markup tools. Now markup is a great tool to be able to draw over any image, and it could be a photograph that's been taken, it could be a document that the children have done. I have a range of tools at the bottom. Here I'm just going to use the felt pen, but actually that's not quite thick enough, so if I tap back on the bottom corner in the felt pen I can adjust the thickness and make that a lot thicker, which will make it a lot easier to draw these eyes. Let's just pop a little mouth on. You can imagine that if you were doing this with, let's say, a map, you could highlight the routes that children take to school, or you could write adjectives for a building, or you could annotate work without actually writing on the pieces that they've done. So many different ways to use markup as a tool. You don't just have to use one colour as well, so I could change the colour here, maybe to give some nice white teeth to this apple, because of course it's a very healthy fruit. And I can also do things like colouring in the hands, or maybe drawing a leaf on the top. So let's do that while I chat away to you. So the markup tool is really good. When you click on done it will save it as a photograph in Photos, and then of course you can use that photograph in other presentations like Keynote or Pages. So let's just draw the green leaf in on the top, colour that in, there we go, and if I click on done we'll be able to see what that image looks like. So that is our first task done, using markup to create some fun fruit. Now the next one is all about a photo hunt using holes. So I've been out and about and I've collected some photos on my camera roll of things around the school that have holes in. So here we've got our post box, we've got a drain cover, there's an air brick here, one of our barriers with a hole in it, and of course a post office from our reception playground. Now we can add those into a Keynote deck, so I've got a blank Keynote presentation here, and if I click on the plus sign in the top you'll notice I can select an image gallery. An image gallery allows me, when I click plus, to choose the photographs that I've got, and I can select them all at once and they'll appear in a sliding gallery automatically arranged and sized within the tool. If I just press play I can slide through, I'm on the same slide, I'm just looking at my image gallery. It's a really lovely way for the children to collect photographs of holes, because of course the hungry caterpillar put lots of holes into the fruit. Now the next one is all about using circles within Keynote to be able to create our own hungry caterpillar. So back in a blank Keynote I'm just going to press plus, choose the basic shapes and select a circle. Now it's important, I think, that if you want to keep the circle that you constrain the proportions. So with your circle collected, click on the paintbrush to make sure that you activate constrain proportions. We'll show you that again in a minute. Whenever any object is selected on your page you can click on the paintbrush to be able to change its style. So here we're going to create the red head of the caterpillar, and then I'm going to add in another circle to start the body. Now again click on the paintbrush, the format, to make sure the proportions are constrained, which means it will always stay as a circle when you resize it, slightly smaller than the head. And I'm going to change the style of it again by clicking on that paintbrush and formatting it to green. Here's a nice dark green. Now it's sitting in front of the head and really I want to send it behind. So again I'm going to click on that format paintbrush tool and the arrange button and slide it so that it goes behind the red head of our caterpillar. And now using copy and paste I can just begin to copy the circles and paste them. I'm going to change the colour of this one actually, just so that it's a different shade, so it really stands out and we can see it. Let's use the next gradient down for that. And then I'll copy the dark green one and paste that to lay it over the light green one. And I'm just going to continue that until I'm happy that I've got my caterpillar ready. So let's let that happen. There we go. We've got all the body nicely selected for our caterpillar. Now, of course, clicking on the plus sign again, I can add in drawing tools to this to be able to put the face of our very hungry caterpillar on. Now at the bottom, I'm just going to use my paint filler tool and select an orange on that one, because I can draw all of my shapes automatically there just by clicking, holding and dragging, or using an Apple Pencil to be able to draw around them. So there's its lovely ears, which is very nice. I'm also going to just use different colours to be able to put in my eyes. He's got yellow eyes as a background, and then he has a green fill of a pupil. So let's add that in, and let's give him a little shocked face. Maybe it's just an open mouth ready to munch on those delicious fruits and vegetables. So that's our very hungry caterpillar all done using circles in Keynote. Now the next one's a fun task using emoji in Pages, where we're going to try and tell the story of the very hungry caterpillar using emojis. It's quite an easy thing to do. Just set up a blank Pages document, and then we can create a text box if we like. You can write straight on the page, but I'm just going to do this in a text box just so I can show you a couple of tricks with the text box. Once I click in to write my text, the keyboard will appear, and if I click on that smiley face in the corner, you can see the emojis appear. I'm actually just going to type in Monday because that was the first day of the story. Then tap that smiley face in the bottom corner to bring up my emojis. Now, whenever I tap an emoji, it will automatically appear, as you can see, with these faces. I can delete them out again, but I can also search. So just by clicking down on the bottom on the animals, I can search there for my caterpillar. There it is. And if I click on food, it will then allow me to scroll back and try and find that first food of the day, which was the apple. Monday he had 1 apple. Now, of course, on Tuesday, if we go to a new line and type in the words Tuesday using the keyboard, smiley face to bring up the emojis next. I have got my recently used, which is the clock. And you'll see on the recently used that the caterpillar and the apple now appear, which means I don't need to search for the caterpillar every time. I've got it in my recently used. However, I do need to search for my 2 pairs, so I'll click on that food one to drop in the 2 pairs. Wednesday. Of course, if you can remember what he had on Wednesday, we've got a bit of an issue here because I think it was really 3 plums on a Wednesday. I go to recently added to add in my caterpillar. I don't have 3 plums in the tab, but I do have 3 blueberries, and because there's 3 of them, I think I'm going to use those blueberries for Wednesday. We'll just have to accept that they might well be plums. Now, of course, the next day, Thursday, there were 4 red fruits on a Thursday. I wonder if you can remember what they were. Click on that smiley face to get my emojis back up. I'm going to hit straight my recently added to connect my caterpillar into the fruit tab. Oops, gone into the keyboard there. Let's just come back out again. Into the fruit tab, there's my 4 strawberries. Friday, of course, very healthy day. 5 fruits on a Friday. So let's go back into the emojis, click on the caterpillar, click on the fruit icon, where of course 5 oranges. So here are my 5 oranges. Now, of course, Saturday, this caterpillar went absolutely crazy. Forgot all about the healthy eating that we have. It's a great opportunity to talk about healthy eating to children, because on Saturday he ate pretty much everything else that you shouldn't have eaten, apart from 1 piece of watermelon, I think it was in the story. So let's just choose some of the foods that he ate. He definitely had cake, so we definitely need to put some cake in. Definitely some ice cream, so let's add that in. I think there was a lollipop as well at some point, and some hot dogs as well, so let's just tap in some of these things. Now, of course, the one thing I've forgotten here is to add in my caterpillar, but one of the joys of using text is if I just hold down my spacebar and keep it held down, it makes the cursor almost float, so I can move the cursor back to the start of all these unhealthy foods, and I can drop my caterpillar in. One of the reasons why we've used a text box is because if I now type in Sunday, as you'll see, there's no room underneath. But if I click on my text box, I can resize it just to drag it down to make sure that my content fits. And that's one of the beauties of using text box, if you are using a text box for writing a newsletter, for example, it's really handy just to be able to move your text around and reformat columns, things like that. So on Sunday, of course, the caterpillar transformed into a beautiful butterfly. And there's a beautiful blue butterfly just below the caterpillar emoji. And so there we have the story of our hungry caterpillar told in emojis. Now the next task gives pupils a chance to explore GarageBand, and it's called Count, where we're going to explore the counting that the Very Hungry Caterpillar is all about. So if you open up GarageBand and head to Live Loops, you're looking to find the loop called World of Numbers. Once you have that loop, you can click on it to be able to play the numbers in certain languages.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Now when you also open up GarageBand, you have the option of choosing tracks, and one of the tracks you can choose is the audio recorder. Let's click on that and let's just record ourselves speaking the numbers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, let's play that back, but this time let's play around with the filters. 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
So this is just a fun way to be able to explore GarageBand, explore the numbers in different languages, and record your own voice with some of the sound effects. Now the next one's one of my favourites. It's called Splash, and it explores dropping the fruits from the story in slow motion. To do this, just open up the camera and select slow motion from the list of menus underneath the record button. You can see I've got a bowl here, and all I'm going to do is drop the apple into the bowl. Let's see what happens. Now once we press stop, you can see the little thumbnail underneath the record button. If I edit this film, I can drag the little icons just underneath the video to the point where the apple is about to drop. And if I play that back, let's see. Actually, I just need to drag that a bit earlier, so I'm just going to drag the one under the bottom a bit earlier. That's better, and that really slows down that slow motion so we can see what happens when we drop it into the water. Let's watch that full screen, and actually I'll cheat a little bit and slow it down a little bit more. Wow, you can really see the bounce on that and the splash of water, how far the water goes. So that is using slow motion to be able to capture the fruits and vegetables from the story. Now the final challenge is to create a book of the Very Hungry Caterpillar. In Pages there are some lovely templates, and one of them has the story of a little lion. I'm changing this to the Very Hungry Dinosaur. If you click on the plus sign, you can add your own photos in, taking them or inserting files in to replace that picture. I'm actually just going to drag in a box. There we go, just a nice big blue box to look like the sky, and my very hungry dinosaur I'm going to drop in. I've already got him on the clipboard. There he is. So you can use Pages to be able to create your own version of the Very Hungry Caterpillar and use all of the skills that you've used in the tasks to be able to complete that challenge. So that's the first of our World Book Day specials, all about the Very Hungry Caterpillar. Join us again for another session looking at one of our other stories that we're celebrating in World Book Day 2021. Thank you for watching.